Today, we're diving into one of the most stylistically insane action films of the 2000s, Wanted, directed by Timur Bekmambetov and starring James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, and Morgan Freeman. This is a movie that throws physics out the window and asks you to enjoy the ride. The film opens by establishing Wesley Gibson as the most pathetic protagonist you've ever seen. McAvoy absolutely nails this performance. He's not your typical action hero, waiting to be unleashed. He's genuinely miserable, popping anxiety pills like candy, getting walked over by his boss, and discovering his best friend is sleeping with his girlfriend. The genius here is that Wesley isn't just unhappy, he's completely powerless, which makes his transformation so much more satisfying. Then Angelina Jolie shows up as Fox, and the movie immediately shifts into overdrive. This grocery store sequence is where Bekmambetov announces his visual style. We get our first taste of the curved bullet shots, the slow-motion gunplay, and that kinetic camera work that makes everything feel like a violent ballet. The way Fox moves through this shootout, using shopping carts as shields and bending bullets around civilians, is absurdly entertaining. The car chase that follows is pure adrenaline. What I love about this sequence is how it subverts expectations. Wesley isn't suddenly a skilled driver. He's terrified and barely hanging on while Fox does impossible maneuvers. The Dodge Viper literally jumping over other cars while Fox shoots backwards through the sunroof is the kind of over-the-top spectacle that defines this movie. It's not realistic, but it's undeniably cool. Morgan Freeman's introduction as Sloane is perfectly cast. He brings that authoritative gravitas that makes the ridiculous premise of the fraternity somewhat believable. The textile mill setting is brilliant. This ancient organization hiding in plain sight, using industrial looms to decode assassination orders from the loom of fate. It's completely bonkers, but Freeman sells it with such conviction that you buy into the mythology. The training sequences showcase McAvoy's physical transformation beautifully. You see Wesley getting pummeled by the butcher, learning to control his panic attacks, and gradually becoming more confident. The knife-throwing scene where he finally hits the target, after being provoked about his father, is a great character moment. It shows that anger, not zen, is what unlocks his abilities. The curved bullet concept is where the movie either wins you over or loses you completely. Bekmambetov commits fully to this absurd, physics-defying technique, showing it from multiple angles, breaking down the mechanics, even having characters practice it. The visual effects work here is impressive. You can track the bullet's curved trajectory, and the slow-motion photography makes something impossible feel tangible. Wesley's transformation culminates in that incredible office massacre where he finally snaps. The sequence where he tells off his boss, smashes his keyboard across his friend's face, and walks out spelling out "F you" with the keyboard keys is cathartic and hilarious. Then, he comes back to assassinate his target in the most over-the-top way possible, sliding across desks while shooting curved bullets. It's Wesley's complete rejection of his old life. The revelation that Cross is actually Wesley's father adds emotional weight to the story. Thomas Kretschmann brings a weathered intensity to Cross that makes him feel like a genuine threat, rather than just another target. The flashbacks showing Wesley's father's assassination attempts are brutal and grounded, contrasting nicely with the more stylized present-day sequences. The train sequence is peak Wanted insanity. A high-speed assassination attempt on a moving train, complete with gunfights on the roof, explosions, and the train literally derailing off a bridge while our heroes jump to safety. The practical effects and stunt work here are genuinely impressive, and Bekmambetov's use of speed ramping makes every impact feel visceral. The twist that Sloane has been manipulating the loom of fate and killing innocent people for profit is well executed because it recontextualizes everything we've seen. Freeman's performance shifts subtly. He's still commanding, but now there's a cold calculation behind his words. The reveal that all the assassins' names came up in the loom creates a moral dilemma that drives the climax. The factory finale is pure chaos in the best way. Wesley's one-man assault on the textile mill, using everything he's learned, is a satisfying culmination of his journey. The sequence where Fox curves a bullet to kill all the other fraternity members before taking herself out is both shocking and thematically appropriate. She chooses honor over survival. The final confrontation with Sloane is surprisingly restrained compared to the rest of the film. It's more about Wesley's character growth than spectacular action. He's finally become his own person, rejecting both his old powerless life and the manipulative structure of the fraternity. The fourth wall-breaking ending where he asks, "What have you done lately?" is cheeky and fits the movie's irreverent tone. Wanted succeeds because it knows exactly what it is. A stylish, physics-defying action fantasy that prioritizes entertainment over realism. Bekmambetov's direction is kinetic and visually inventive. The cast commits fully to the absurd premise, and the pacing never lets up. Yes, it's ridiculous, but it's ridiculous with purpose and style. The film works as both a power fantasy and a satire of action movie conventions. It takes the ordinary guy becomes assassin trope and pushes it to such extremes that it becomes commentary on the genre itself. McAvoy's performance anchors the insanity, while Jolie and Freeman provide the star power to sell the concept. Wanted isn't trying to be The Matrix or John Wick. It's trying to be the most stylishly absurd action movie possible. And on that level, it absolutely succeeds. If you're looking for grounded realism, look elsewhere. If you want to see bullets curve around innocent bystanders, while Morgan Freeman explains ancient loom-based destiny, this is your movie.